So today I'm going to be battle testing the Z Fold 7. So that means that for the entire day, I will be only using the Z Fold 7. I won't be using my iPhone, my Mac, my laptop, or any other stuff like that. And there's some pretty cool things this phone can do with the right accessories. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the accessories I picked up for this phone, as well as how I'm going to be using this phone in my everyday life today. Now, I'm well aware of me using this phone the entire day. We're going to hit some potholes, and that's kind of intentional because I really want you to see a real world view of if all you had was this phone, what you could expect as a content creator or as a productivity person who need to get things done. With that being said, it is currently 7:54. The phone is at 100% battery life, so we're going to start the battery test as well, and we're going to see how this battery do throughout the day. As you know, I'm still pretty new to the Android ecosystem, but I am pretty confident with doing this because I've been using it for a while now. With that being said, I got to be at work at 9 a.m. I'm running later already, and I still want to stop and grab some Starbucks before I get to work. So let's get up out of here and let's get the day started. Y'all.
Alrighty. Can I ask you your name?
Morning.
Will.
Perfect. So 12:35, please.
All set.
Oh, yeah, are you trying to? Oh, here. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's not bad at all. It's a caramel macchiato with an extra shot, extra hot, just the way I like it. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to change out the case, because when it comes to like hitting gestures that require me to come all the way over to the screen, this was stopping it. Now, truthfully, I really like this case. I just didn't like how hard it was for me to hit my gesture. So we're going to do away with this, and we're going to try this right here, which is called Thinborn. I never used it before, so we'll see how it goes. So since I'm in the car, I'm gonna eyeball it. There is no cutout for the device, so I'm just gonna eyeball it right here. All right, got that on, and you know, nothing to write home about, but hopefully it fixes my main primary problem. I'm going to remove all of these little peels. All right, so this is how it looked. The sides are out now. I'm not crazy about that, but the fact that it's so low profile, I really like that. I'm hoping this will now allow me to be able to hit my gestures and get to the buttons I need to get to with no problem. Worst case scenario, I might just take this off and rock it like this and don't use this bumper, because when it comes to hitting my gestures, like now, see, I can hit all my gestures no problem, get into the phone super easily. So I might not use this. I'm gonna try it out today, but worst case scenario, I might just do away with this. And this right here is magnetized as well, so I should be, oh wow, that's a very strong, oh man, that's a very strong magnet on there. So yeah, so this is how it looks on the back now. This is gonna be my setup, and this is how we rocking it. All right, so really quickly, I want to show you, since I'm sitting in the car, I want to show you how the CarPlay works in here. So as you can see, my phone isn't connected to any cables or anything like that. This car actually connects via, I guess, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So let me show you that really quickly. So this right here is CarPlay, and honestly, when I look through the settings and stuff like that, I'm not a huge fan of this right here. trying to get it to where it's not washed out. So as you can see, I'm not really a huge fan of it, but I mean, all in all, it gets the job done. It does what I needed to do. And I mainly use it for what you see right here, which is Audible and the drive time. That's it for navigation. Other than that, I really don't use CarPlay. I'm not, I guess I'm not crazy about it. So I don't like the fact that my wallpaper from my phone transfers over to be the background for CarPlay. I could live without that part. As far as calendar go, I I don't really care for it. It's it's just okay. Let's say that. It's just okay. It'll definitely get the job done and get done what you need it to get done. All right, so I have made it in out of the rain. I wanted us to record outside, but as you know, it's raining. So really quickly, I want to pop in and do a battery test because the time is currently 3:15 and my battery is sitting at 20%. So for me, the battery won't last the whole day. Now, if you're not using your phone as much as me, then your battery might last a little bit longer, but this is what I got. So as you can see, my phone did start off this morning at roughly about, I want to say 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., something like that, with 100% charge. As of right now, my charge is down to, I have 2 hours left, which is 20% available. I personally don't believe this, but if you look right here, we take a look at what I was doing today. You can see 12%, 12.2% was maps, just basically driving back and forth. You can see Prime Video was 7%, 7.4%. I watched a one TV show during my break. You can see Android Auto was 5.5%. You can see 31 minutes was on YouTube because I was trying to figure out something with the phone. It was kind of annoying me that I couldn't figure out how to change from a flat profile on my video to a Rec 709 automatically because this phone does do it, but YouTube wasn't very helpful with that. Then you can see One UI Home, which was 1.7%, and that was 35 minutes on screen. That was just me playing around with the phone, getting to know the software a little bit better, etc. Then you can see 22 minutes I was messaging, which is text messaging, probably opening it up, sending the text, closing it, etc. 9 minutes with the camera. Like I said, I was doing videos today. Less than 1 minute on Audible. This right here isn't true. I was listening to Audible the whole time I was in Maps because when my car is hooked up to Maps, if Maps is on, then Audible is running. So that took up some battery as well. You can see Clash of Clans was 21 minutes. I was trying to burn some time. You can see Google Play service was less than 1 minute. I jumped up in there to update an app. Then you can see all the other stuff up in here was honestly negligible. Less than, I want to say, 10 minutes, with the most being Lightroom and a gallery. Everything else was a little bit less. And honestly, for me, with this battery, I don't like the battery on here. And honestly, I hope with the next iteration that comes out, the battery will be a lot better than this one. Because for me personally, I'll always be feeling like I need to top it off. And letting my phone get to 20% right now was kind of nervous for me. So right now, now that we know this definitely won't last me a whole day, I'm gonna actually top my phone off because I'm one of those type of people who actually use my phone a lot. And especially with this being my only device for today, I do not want it to die. So right now I have to go get a haircut. So we're about to head out, get my haircut. After that, we're gonna come back and depending upon the weather, like if it's not too wet outside, then I want to test this camera system outside. If not, then we'll just have to test it indoors. Hopefully we can find a nice place to test it outside though. That is the hope, that is the plan, but we'll see what happens. Let's go get time to go get my hair cut. Back from getting my haircut, and I think we're going to carry this video over till tomorrow because I have some other stuff I want to do, and I honestly don't want to rush this video. With this being my very first actual attempt at a real vlog, I want to give it my best effort. With that being said though, there are a few gripes I have with this phone that I want to talk to you about right now while it's fresh on my mind. The very first gripe I have with this phone is I wish the fingerprint scanner was actually on the screen. The reason why is because on my S21 Ultra, my job phone, true, I don't use it, but anytime I go to unlock that phone, I put my finger there and it automatically unlocks. With this one, if I lock it right now and I try to unlock it, you see, I have to do it a few times before I can get it to unlock. I really don't like that. Plus, on top of that, finding a case that actually works for this phone when you have hands the size of mine, like I have really big hands, I have really big fingers. So when I want to do something as simple as swipe a gesture, I really struggle to do it with a case. But I'm one of those people who've never carried my phone naked, and I don't want to start, especially not with no phone I spent $2,300 on. That would be bananas. The other gripe I got with this phone is, at best, their automations is subpar. So with this, their automations is based around modules. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but the problem with this is they're not like, they're basic. Like I can't create like a template that I use all the time. So I find myself doing things on here that I've already done on my iPhone, and it's frustrating to say the least. Then they have one called Task Manager or Tasker right here, and let's see here, is opening up something I don't want it to open up. And so this right here is it. Again, you probably can't see it. I'll make sure I pop it up on the screen for you. But this is subpar, meaning that I spent the better part of a week trying to figure this out when I first got it. And I understand the task, I understand the scenes, but when it comes to actually getting them to work properly, it's easier said than done. So I'm not a fan of the automations on the Android at all. Now, Android do get a few things right. And one of the main things they get right is their navigation system as it relates to the apps. So for example, if I wanted to, fix this or sort it or whatever, it allows me to grab as many as I want, and I'm able to click select, and I'm able to select all of those at once. And then if I press uninstall, it'll uninstall all those apps. iPhone don't have that. I could select all of these different apps and I can create a new folder using those specific apps. Again, iPhone don't have that. So those are the type of thing, the small little features it has that I like. Another one that I like that I probably can't live without as it relates to the iPhone is an app called GoodLock. Now, GoodLock allows me to do one-handed operations. So that's the main feature I like in GoodLock. It's called one-handed operations, and it allows me to create like short menus, change stuff. I'm able to take a quick screenshot if I want to without actually needing to, you know, do the swipe or do the press or anything like that. Another thing that I'm not going to say it's kind of a toss up, and that is the subscription model with Android. So what I found is some apps on Android and iPhone is not a one-to-one, meaning if it's $5 on Android, it's not going to be $5 on the Apple Store. Sometimes, and more times than not, it's better for me to buy an app from Android than it is for me to buy from the Apple Store, because it's cheaper in the Android store, and that payment from the Android store transfers over to the Apple Store as long as I use the same Gmail account. So that's something that I like, but I did see in one instance only where with a compressor app that I was trying to find, that they wanted me to pay, it was like $14.99 a week to just compress images, because, you know, it has to be up under 2 megabytes. So I wanted to, you know, do a video on here where I was doing a thumbnail and then compress it from here, everything from here. And they wanted $14 for that a week. And I just did not understand that. Apple has way less expensive compression apps on there. So those are a few things that I noticed today that I didn't like. The battery life for me, honestly, I feel like the battery life on this phone is a big miss, meaning I feel like it dies super quick, and then I feel like it takes a very long time for you to charge it back up. If I'm not mistaken, you're getting like 25 to 27 watts, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a lot at all. It's very low, whatever it is. I think it's around 25 to 27. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. Now, one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy about this phone, like I stated earlier, is the ability to open it up. And if you look at my screen, you can see I have split screen. And me typing like this using split screen, it just works fantastic for me, because again, my hands are so big. So to have that split screen keyboard on here, I really like that a lot. Other than that, I think tomorrow we're going to do the testing of the camera. I have played with the cameras. I have played with the video camera. I have played with taking pictures with it. In fact, I will pop up on the screen the most recent photos I took, and I'll show them to you. I'm not sure if YouTube is going to compress it, but if it does, just know that, you know, these are the most recent photos I took using this. And what I will say that I've learned about this phone is it's not like iPhone, in the sense of, with iPhone, you have to go get another camera app to be the best camera. With Android, if you try to go get another camera app to be better than the native Android app, it's going to make your life so difficult. Like, it's better on this phone to use the native Android app, because it gives you all of the features that you will want, versus iPhone doesn't give you all the features you will want. But iPhone third-party apps work just as good as the native iPhone camera app. That's not the same with this. With this one, is not remotely close to it. So with that being said, I would stick to the native camera app when I'm using the Android, period. It's easier to color grade. It's easier to navigate. When you go into Pro Expert RAW or something like that, it's called, like, I had a camera app on here called, I think it was called Expert. Yeah, this camera app right here. It is complete and utter trash. It's called Expert Pro RAW, and I thought this was my native camera app, but it turned out it wasn't. And every time I went up in here to do something, like right now it's up under RAW, but every time I went up in here to do like something else, it would always give me such the hardest time. Even when I took the images into Lightroom, which I know how to color grade in Lightroom very well. I've been doing it for many years now. When I use this app, when I used a Pro RAW or whatever it's called, no, it's not Pro RAW, it's Expert RAW. Pro RAW works great. It's Expert RAW. When I use Expert RAW, that's when it just don't do what it's supposed to do, and it gets very frustrating very quickly. So as long as you're using the native app that came with the phone, I think for the most part you'll enjoy the camera system. Now, I already talked about the downsides of the camera. I already talked about all the things that I really don't like about it. So I'll link up that video below for you. None of the things that I said I didn't like change. The other thing that really drives me up a wall with this phone is there's no S Pen support. Like, if you don't want to put the S Pen in the box, okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'll go buy it. But I would have loved to have an S Pen slot up under this phone, because I'm one of those people that actually do use my iPad and the Apple Pencil for writing. I'm one of those people that actually need to write things down to see them so that I can process it better. So to not have an S Pen support on here, I feel like is a big miss and a big downside for me. And I can tell you right up front, without us, doing the camera stuff, would I pick this phone over my iPhone 14 Pro Max? Heck no. I could not leave Apple ecosystem for Android if I had to only have one. And the main reason why is automation. If you into productivity, having Siri shortcut cannot be overstated. It is by far, hands down, one of the best apps you can learn how to use if you do any type of thinking business. If you have to write any type of reports, if you're a content creator, if you do anything with text and you need to be able to manipulate text, then iPhone is where it's at. Android has its place, but I would not give up my iPhone 14 Pro, even though it's super old at this point, for this brand new $2,300 Z Fold. I just wouldn't do it, because my productivity will take a massive hit, because Android just simply don't have the same type of automations that Apple have. And if you know how to do it, hey, send me a video link. I'm up to learning, because I spent the better part of 2 weeks when I first got this phone and I could not figure it out. So what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna pick up tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you my workflow with this phone, which is a really cool accessory I can't wait to show off. And then we're gonna demo this app, this phone, and you see how it works out and go from there. All right, so today is Sunday and still a rainy day. I'm actually in my car right now, so I changed up the view for you. But what I wanted to touch on while I was still in the car is I wanted to pick up from where I left off yesterday, talking about the things that I didn't like. And for me, one of the things that I don't like is this watch right here. This is the Ultra. Now, when it comes to this watch, I love the look and feel of it. That black with that accent orange, to me, it looks sexy. However, it's some things that this watch do that I don't like. The biggest problem I have with this watch is the battery life. Now, if the battery life was good on this watch, I would rock this watch all day, every day, because it does a lot of the stuff that my Whoop do straight out the box, tracking my sleep, giving me my energy score, all that cool stuff this watch can do. And in a lot of ways, this watch is better than my Apple Watch, because when it tells me to stand up, it instantly knows when I stand up. When I'm walking for more than 10 minutes, because I'm a pacer, it instantly started tracking it as a workout and giving me a timer. And then when I stop walking, it instantly notifies me, are you done with your workout? So in a lot of ways, this watch is better than my Apple Watch. But the fact that I can have this watch on, if I forget to charge it up, it just dies on me. The battery, honestly, I don't get it. I don't know if it's a glitch or what, because it's like sometimes the battery will last me the whole day. Other times I'll look at the watch and the battery barely lasts me half a day. So for me, I don't like that. So I'm definitely going back to my Apple Watch, which is one of the reasons why I'm happy that I'm finishing this up. Another thing I got, because I wanted to make sure I got the full experience of being in a full Android ecosystem, is the Galaxy Buds. I think this is the FE or something like that. Like, honestly, I like these, and for the price, oh, they're amazing. As you can see, these are it right here. For the price of $100, these was like, I think $100 or $119 at Best Buy. I'm not for sure. I don't completely remember it, but it was one of the two. Either way it go, for the price, these are some really good headphones. I'm not a big fan of things going in my ear, but for these right here, it's okay. Now, today it's still raining, so I have to go to work. I'm actually at Walmart with one of the participants right now, so I'm sneaking this video in for you. But we're going to use the power of video editing, and we're going to transport to my job where I'll actually be able to show you this new cool accessory that I got to go with the phone, and we'll be able to test out the camera there. And we are in the office now. Really quickly, one of the things that I must say that is pretty cool about this phone when you're doing like just your everyday productivity is your multiple screens. I didn't bring it up because, well, if I'm being honest with you, I don't work in multiple screens a lot because it's a distraction to me. However, if you're a person who loves multiple screens, then you're gonna love this because you can do a lot of cool stuff with the multitasking on this huge screen. So as an example, let me just give you a quick look at, so for example, when it comes to this video right here, you can see this is my screen. Let's see if I turn it down because I haven't been having much success with you seeing what I'm looking at on camera. Hopefully you can see it this time around. And the cool thing about this is I'm able to see what my script is. I'm able to see everything. And then I'm able to cut my scenes based on what I see here. And if I wanted to open up another app next to it, I have it where you can see I could do that gesture and then this just comes up like that. And I'm able to scroll through here, and let's say I wanted to open up, let's just say I wanted to see what the weather was. So I open up the weather next to it. As you can see, you can do that. If you want to, you could take it a step further and I can open up another app next to it. So let's say I wanted to open up an app right next to it, which is HeptoBase, which is another one that I use all the time. And you can see it can get really, really interesting using these screens. So I didn't want to downplay the productivity that you can get from having a screen this big, but I also didn't want to act like it's something that I take complete advantage of, because honestly it's not. It is useful when I need to have two apps side by side and have it's kind of like having a dual mobile screen, like two mobile screens side by side. So I like that aspect of it. But right now what I want to show you is how this camera works as it relates to being able to record videos and things like that. All right, so to pull that off, because we're going to be switching from this camera in just a second, and I picked up this right here. So if you haven't seen it, this is what I got. This is the next accessory I have for you. And this accessory, what it allows me to do is to be able to really turn my phone into another screen. So if I don't want to use, if I'm in a place where I don't want to bring a lot of attention to myself, then I can use something like this, which is fantastic for me because it gives me everything that I need fresh out the box. Let me just say, by far, this is the worst unboxing experience I ever had. I literally had to tear the box up just to be able to get the stuff out of here. Like, SmallRig got to do a lot better. Like, this right here is bananas. Now, what comes in the box is our tripod, obviously. So we're going to have our tripod that we get right here, and we're going to set this up together just so you can have a good see of what it is. This right here is the actual monitor. So this is the gem right here that we're going to be using to monitor ourselves as we record. So I'm going to just peel that plastic off. I'm going to throw all this stuff to the side. It does come with a USB-C charger to USB-C, and I'm assuming that's to charge this right here. And we're going to set this up really quickly. It looks fairly simple to me. So we're just going to screw this in right here, which honestly, I like the fact, shout out to SmallRig for actually having a knob to twist and not something that you got to twist the whole tripod with. This does extend a little bit, so you can get a little bit more lift. Now, we're gonna set this up. Let's see how hard it is to connect it to my phone. I'm assuming this connect via Bluetooth, which is what I'm assuming, but let's see. All right, so comes on, and let's see how difficult it is for us to set it up. So it instantly gives me a QR code to scan. So I'm gonna open up the camera app on here, and we're gonna check it out, see how hard it is. Go over the photo. All right. So it says connecting to SmallRig. So hopefully it really is that easy. It says checking the quality of your internet. It says connect, allow switch, I guess. So I guess this is working off Bluetooth or something like that, because I'm pretty sure this doesn't have no Wi-Fi. So connect only this time. Let's see what happens when I say connect only this time. It says connected without the internet. Oh, so I guess I have to turn on mirror casting. So let me see what mirror casting is. Oh, okay. So all I had to do was turn on mirror casting. It popped up, and then it instantly started mirror casting what's on my screen. So it's actually not bad. Then it comes with a little monitor right there. So for the mount. So now I'm gonna turn on the camera. I want you to see how easy it is so you can see how quickly it works. It is a little bit of a stutter looking at the camera screen through and seeing what you see. It is a little bit of a stutter, but it's not too bad actually. It's definitely usable, for sure. So right now what I want to do is I want to swap this over to video, and I'm gonna actually do video, let's say more. I'm gonna actually do pro video, which is gonna give me a flat profile, so I'm able to record it later, and I could show you what that flat profile will look like right now. So as you can see, it's a very flat profile. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to take off this magnet right quick. I'm going to, let's see here, put this like so. This is a very strong magnet, seriously. SmallRig outdid themselves on this magnet. Alright, so I'm gonna give me that little length that I need. And let's see if I can get it up anymore, and I cannot. Alright, that's gonna be that. And let's get this position where I want it. And I think about right there do the trick, because I'm kind of limited with this tripod. Now what I could do is I really don't have to have this magnet on there. This thing is strong. I really don't have to have this magnet on there. I can have it set up like this, and I could just use this as a way of being able to just see. So I guess I accidentally flipped the camera, so let's flip it back. All right. So now this is good. So as you can see, I can see what it see, and I could just sit this right here on the ground or on the table in front of me. And I'm gonna just adjust this until I get it the way I like it. And I'm going to pull this back ever so slightly. Alright, so now it's set up. So now if I'm right here, I could actually record this video and it looks good. So what I'll do is I will hit record. Alright, so this is the quality you can expect directly out of the Z Fold 7. Now, I don't have a microphone attached to me, so the audio that you hear right now is going directly into the camera. This microphone obviously goes to my main camera that I've been using, but this is the exact type of quality you can expect. With this setup, I honestly like it because I'm able to look down here. I got this to show me, and I don't really have to have the Z Fold open in order to do it. Now, if I did have the Z Fold open when I was doing this video, honestly, it probably would make my life a lot easier, because normally when I play around with it, I have it open and I have it as a mirror, and I don't need this. But the problem with having it open is it's very hard to have it on a tripod open where you still see yourself and still can get to the controls and things like that. So for me, honestly, being able to record in a flat profile and color grade it later on with one button click, I really like that. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this is the way that I would go if I wasn't using a simple setup, or if I just was somewhere where I needed some quick B-roll and I didn't want to pull out everything and all I had was my phone. This would be something that I would definitely use. So we're switching back over to the normal camera now. All right, so now that we've recorded that video on my phone, I want to go into the device. We're going to go to gallery, and I'm going to show you this, but what I want you to see is this right here. So you can see it's a very flat profile. So it look, milky. However, if I just scroll up, click correct color, and now you can see that that color has been corrected. I can click save. It's gonna save a new video to my actual library gallery. And once it saves to my gallery, I'm then able to take this video over to LumaFusion. So now that that is there, we can go over to the gallery, and we can see that, let's press back. We can see this is the original, and then this is the one that it is now giving me that. Now, you can see down here, this is some of the photos that I actually took using this actual camera for a product shot. And honestly, with the camera, I like it. It's pretty good. The camera is okay. Like, the main camera, the 200 megapixels, like, is nothing to complain about at all. I did take some of these pictures into Lightroom to, spice up the color a little bit. So keep that in mind as well. Now, what I want to do is I want to go over to, what is it? Let's go over to LumaFusion. I have an update, so I got to update it really quickly. All right, so it's been updated, and what I want to do over here is I want to just add in a new project. And I'm going to just say Z Fold 7 camera. I'm going to say done. I'm going to say plus, and come over to videos. And now I have this video right here. So I'm able to just drop the whole thing on the timeline. And don't worry about it being vertical. We can fix that. So I can just double click on here. And as you can see, if I come down here to rotate, I'm able to rotate the video. Now, before I do that, I first want to change the aspect ratio. So instead of it being this 9:16, I want it to be 16:9, and I should be good to go. And now I can come back over here, and let's just make sure that's the full video. And I'm able to stretch it out because it actually was recorded in 4K. Now, once I'm set up, you can see that I'm now set up and I'm able to start talking. Now, the reason why I use the color correction on here, the auto color correct, is because I prefer doing that to LumaFusion. So, for example, if I went into here and I wanted to, let's say, fix some color or something like that, like if I went down to original and I wanted to, let's say I wanted to pull it down a little bit, I could do that here. If I wanted to pull down the brightness a little bit, add in a little contrast, maybe add in a little saturation, and maybe try to lift up the shadows a little bit on my face. I could do that here with minimal tweaks, and I like that. But for big tweaks, or like coming from a flat profile like Pro Video or S-Log or Cine or whatever the case may be, I don't like to do that on LumaFusion, because honestly, when it comes to LumaFusion color grading, I've never been able to wrap my mind around how it works, and my images never come out the way I like. So I always shoot in a color profile that I can control. And with this allowing me to be able to do it just straight off here and color correct it in camera based on its own profile for a flat profile, it's a no-brainer for me. The other thing is, if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to step back, and let's say I wanted to edit up this video, but let's pretend like I've already edited this video and I just wanted to, let's say, export it. I'm gonna change it to 4K because this is a 4K video, and you can see I can have it at extreme quality, but honestly, I don't really need it to be extreme quality. I'll leave it at extreme quality so you can get a sense of how long, what type of time you would be looking at. And let me just go right there, and after that I'm gonna say export. So this right here for extreme quality, this is, I want to say, maybe 2.5 minutes video. So if you had something where you wanted to record on here, edit on here, and get it out as quick as possible on this device, you could absolutely do that, no problem. The Snapdragon processor inside of this phone, as you can see, is blazing fast, is not stuttering. Now, keep in mind, this is a let's say 2-minute video, just for the sake of argument. I'm gonna say not now. Now, if we went back over to the gallery, we can see here's that video right here. We know this is the video because it's actually in the proper profile. We can see the quality of it, and honestly, this honestly looks good for it to be so dark up in here, for this environment to be the way it is. This looks really, really good. So I like this. So I do like the fact that I can instantly go from recording a video to editing a video to getting it online super fast, all from here, even using a flat profile. It gets a thumbs up for me. All right, so let's say you had to get some real work done, and let's say that you opening up this right here wasn't going to be enough. So you didn't want to sit here and type out something on the keyboard that was going to take you a long time, and you needed to really, you got like a 2,000, 3,000 word article you need to type up. Well, this allows you to do some really cool things with this phone. One of the things is called DeX. Now, I have a portable battery just for transparency, because this is at, I want to say, 25% battery life. It's clear that I did not charge it like I was supposed to do when I told you I was going to do it. So you can see the battery life is only 25%. So the other thing that I have, which honestly is my favorite accessory of all outside of the power bank, is this laptop. But it's not a laptop though. It's actually by a company called Dope Display, and what it allows me to do is use this keyboard and monitor so I don't have to walk around with a keyboard and monitor. And I'm able to power this on. Let's switch up your view right quick so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna actually put you over here, and let's see if I can't get you a good look at what I'm doing. All right, I think that's gonna have to be good enough because I really don't have a lot of options, if I'm being honest. But it looks solid. So we're gonna power this on. So I'm gonna just hit the power button. Well, maybe I gotta hold it. All right, there we go. I just want to make sure you can see it. Maybe I should have it on this side. Yeah, I think that's a better view. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take my phone and I'm going to take this cable right here and I'm going to connect them. So this is a Thunderbolt 3 cable. No, a Thunderbolt 4, just in case you're curious. So the connection is going to go right here. There we go. And this is going to go right here. And there we have it. We can see the screen switched over to DeX. So you can see this is the setup. One cable connection. I now have full control over it using this. Now, something I'm interested to see, which I'm not 100% sure will work. Let's just adjust you up so you can see what's going on now that you see the connection that's already made. Let's see if I could put you in a little bit closer. All right, so now if I wanted to go to, let's say, Google, I can come to Google and double tap here, and my laptop works. So if I use, let's say, Google Keep, all of it works just fine. I'm able to literally get work done. And as you can see, this is some of the stuff I've been working on. So I can easily come up in here, start a new document, and I'm able to literally get going just by typing right here. And then I could just go for what I know. Pretty cool stuff. If I wanted to bring up LumaFusion, oh wow, this is not a Mac. I'm hitting shortcut keys thinking I'm gonna get a menu pop up for me, but we're not. So let's type in LumaFusion. I can come here, LumaFusion will pop up for me, and I can now edit in full screen as well. If I hit play, you can hear I still have sound. Now the sound sounds like it's coming from my phone and not these Bluetooth speakers. So I would have to connect, let's pause this. I would have to connect my Bluetooth, I'm assuming it's Bluetooth speakers, to my phone so that the sound would come from here. But honestly, I would probably have on headphones while using it, so that would not affect me. But if you wanted to, you could. The last thing I want to show you is Lightroom, because this gives you a better view of what I was doing before. So this right here is how the image looked at first. If I wanted to, I can come over here. We could get these right. So you gotta give me some grace because I prefer a mouse. I never use a trackpad, not even on my laptop, on my Mac. So I could, let's say, grab right here, and you can see this is a touch screen. So if I just wanted to and then make my life easy, I could just do a touch screen. So I could pull this back. My highlights, I would definitely pull my highlights down. We can pull down our shadows, pull down our whites. We can go to the color. Actually, I would like for my exposure to be about right there. My contrast, I want it to be a contrasty photo because it's going on YouTube. So I want that to be like that. I would like that. Then I would come over here. This is just something I usually do. I would click right here. I would say select subject. It should isolate the tripod, which it did. It did not get this over here. So normally what I would do is I would come down here and I would ask for add to mask one, and I would say brush, and I would just add it in myself like so. Then after that, everything is done. And what I would normally do is I would say, come over to where it says light. So you can see where it says invert mask. I would click on that. I would come over to light. I would say exposure. And you can see how it turns it down. Well, that's the wrong one. I'm looking for exposure. So exposure turns it down without actually turning down this right here. So I would say okay. And then from there, I would just play around with until I get the photo exactly how I want. But as you can see, this phone is more than capable of, you know, getting things done as it relates to performance or getting just hardcore work done. Now, the cool thing about it is right now, when I'm plugged into this device, as you can see right here, I'm actually drawing off this device's battery. So that's a plus and a down. That's a good and a downside. The downside to it is I'm draining the laptop battery. The plus is I don't have to worry about if, you know, my phone gonna die or anything like that because it's already covered. And yeah, the last thing I will show you over here is you have complete access to your entire phone. Like any of this stuff, like if I wanted to go play Clash of Clans, I could literally play Clash of Clans since that's something I enjoy doing. I could play, let's see here. I can grab all my resources. I can come over here. I can move it around, zoom in, zoom out. I can see how much longer my build got. Like literally, if you're into gaming, you can have some fun on here if that's something you wanted to do. And honestly, I feel like this is by far one of the better accessories that I have for honestly any of my screens or monitors because it's just fantastic. It's awesome. Not only that, but I can actually, you know, use this as a dual monitor. So I like it. I like it a lot. Hopefully this answers your question about the performance as well as video editing or being able to go from start to finish with a video as well as light gaming. All right, so I want to share my final thoughts with you on the Samsung Z Fold after playing with it. And honestly, I want to start surprisingly with the camera because after doing a little bit more testing, so I want to say it's like maybe 3 or 4 days later, I just threw back on the same thing for congruency with the other video. But realistically, it's like 3 or 4 days later, and I got the opportunity to use this camera for B-roll. And let me tell you, it is not usable. If you're not locking this phone off on some type of gimbal, like I did earlier in this video, or you're not using some type of gimbal like the DJI Osmo gimbal or something like that, this footage becomes unusable. It's way too shaky. It's way too disorientated, as you can see here. The build quality for this phone, honestly, for me personally, I haven't seen the build quality being an issue. Like my biggest issue, if it's an issue with build quality, is like I said earlier, getting to that button right there. It sucks. I have to play with it a little bit. But outside of that, I don't have any issues with this phone. Like, I don't think that the phone is magically going to break. The hinge is as strong as it was on day one. Yes, you do get a little bit more noticeability as it relates to, you know, that I guess, split going down the screen, you are going to see that dip. But outside of that, I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say as it relates to this phone as far as, comfortability or reliability and things like that. Now, when it relates to performance, that Snapdragon Elite Galaxy chip honestly is doing this thing. I don't have no issues with export times or anything like that. I feel like it's more than powerful. My only gripe, well, I have a few gripes, but the only gripe I'm going to mention in this video that I didn't mention in the previous video when I first got this phone is the productivity is unmatched on this phone. If automation isn't your thing, because of this super big screen, you're able to do so much with it. And because you're able to do so much with this phone, you can easily, as you can see with me, write out your scenes, do everything you need to do, and you got more than enough room left over to make sure that you're able to get everything you need done. So I love the size of the screen. The size of the screen for me is what made me not give this phone back. That, and after I went and checked out the Pixel Fold. Once I seen the Pixel Fold, it was like, yeah, no, I don't. I'm okay with that. So I decided to stick with this one. Now, the other thing that I guess you can say is a benefit that I wasn't expecting is when it comes to the app stores, they're not one-to-one, meaning Google Play Store and the iPhone App Store, they might have the exact same identical app up in there, but the pricing structure is different. I find that it's better to purchase a subscription on the Android and use my Google Gmail, and that transfers over to my iPhone. So I guess that was a benefit that I wasn't expecting. So I do like that. When it came to sending things on here, I mean, honestly, it was blazing fast for me. Like, I used local send on here to send to my Mac, and it worked out great. I didn't have any issues, any problems, anything like that. It just worked. Now, wrapping it out, who is this phone? First of all, do I feel like this phone was worth the $2,300 that I paid for it? On one hand, absolutely not. On the other hand, when it comes to me getting work done where I can't pull out my iPad or I can't pull out a bigger device, then yes, that's when this device comes in clutch. Do I feel some type of way that I spent $2,300 and now I see this phone going for like 17 or 18? Absolutely. I absolutely do. So I would recommend you get this phone if you're one of three people. One, you're into productivity. Like if you're into productivity, this you can't, and you're into productivity and you're already in the Android ecosystem, then this phone to me is unmatched. Hands down, you should get this. If you're into automation like Siri, shortcuts and stuff like that, and you're thinking about jumping from iPhone to this, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Because your productivity, even though you get a bigger screen, is going to take a massive hit. The things that I normally don't have to type up and stuff like that, I found myself typing up on here. And I tried an app on here, but honestly, the app was a hit or miss. So when it comes to automation, to me, Apple still win with Siri shortcuts, which was formerly Workflow. And the last type of person that I would say this is for is the person who just wants something fresh and new. If you want something fresh and new and you feel like your Android phone is old and boring, or if you feel like your iPhone is old and boring and you're not really doing anything related to automation with it, then this phone is going to shine. Because honestly, in a lot of ways, this phone beats out my iPhone 14 Pro Max. The only reason why I wouldn't give up my iPhone 14 Pro Max is because I like the camera system better, meaning I've been in that ecosystem so long that I've mastered that camera. And I don't have that same level of confidence when it comes to this. Two, I will not give up Siri shortcuts or automation to just to be able to have a, bigger screen. So because of that, for me personally, this bigger screen, while it's nice and I like it, is not a big enough boost to my productivity to give up you know, Siri shortcuts with all the different automations I got going on over there. Like I literally use Siri shortcuts every single day of my life. And me being locked into this phone for a whole day and not being able to do that, yeah, that was rough. It just re-solidified why I enjoy Siri shortcuts so much. So, with that being said, am I happy with my purchase? Absolutely. Do I wish they could have done some things better? Absolutely. Like we talked about it earlier with the S Pen support. I mean, honestly, if they just gave me S Pen support and a faster charge, like even if you wanted to keep the same battery up in there, just let me charge it faster. Because when I put this on charge and they say an hour and something to fully charge, it's very discouraging because it makes me feel like I always got to be topping it off every time I get in the car. And honestly, I don't know if that's really good for the battery life over time. So with that being said, that's all I got for you in this video. Now, really quickly, before you jump off this video, I want you to let me know what you think of this style video because I'm changing it up. I'm really trying to improve my videos, improve my video quality. I really want to get more deep into tech, but honestly, it's kind of hard for me to do that, going to like super fun locations because I'm always running from this job to that job or whatever case may be to fund this. So what I decided to do is I'm going to change up scenes and stuff like that. And I'm going to stop telling myself that, you know, the apartment is too small and I can't do this or can't do that. So let me know below, did you like this style video? If not, what didn't you like about it? If you did, what did you like about it? And how can I improve it? Like, I really want to get better at doing, you know, tech videos. So let me know below. Take 30 seconds, please, and let me know below how I can improve this video if you liked it or if you didn't. I'm open to criticism and feedback. Till next time, later.